Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of PGR2 Platinum Handicap playthrough, and in this episode we're in the penultimate series, which is the Extreme series. This is actually a very good series. It's very balanced and one of my favourite series in the game, so we'll jump into the garage, have a look at the cars as per usual. So the gap between the bottom car and the top car in this one is definitely on the smaller side compared to a lot of the series in this game. We've got the two starter cars, which will have Ford GT40 and the 911 GT2. And the two bottom cars that I'm going to rank are the Ford GT40 and the Porsche 959, which you have to unlock for that one. The GT40 in a straight line is actually pretty quick. It's not too far off the pace of quite a few of the others. The 959 is the slowest in the class in a straight line, and by quite a bit as well, but it's got four-wheel drive, gets a good launch, and the handling's pretty decent. But the Ford GT40 has got pretty terrible handling, so that's where that falls down. It just understeers way too much, and pretty difficult to get around the corners, that one. So, for the most part, the GT40 is worse to use than the Porsche, because the GT40 has very long gearing and a terrible launch, so that puts it in a bad spot for like loads of street races and that sort of stuff. And like I said, the 959's got four-wheel drive, good launch, and that does help it out, but the acceleration's pretty poor. So there's M2 at the bottom, but I am just going to put the Ford GT40 below the 959, because it is quite hard to use compared to 959 anyway. And then there's quite a big jump to the next five, and the next five are pretty competitive in the class. But the 911 GT2 is going into 5th spot, just a little, you know, like a touch off the pace of the other four. It's pretty quick in a straight line. It's not bad at all. It's a little bit hard to control though. It's kind of like the F40. It does slide around a bit, this one. So I'm putting that in 5th place. And then we've got the Jaguar and the F50, which are pretty close together. I'd say the Jaguar's slightly worse though. It doesn't really do anything particularly well, I'd say, apart from braking. It's got very good brakes. But like the mid-acceleration, the low-down acceleration isn't brilliant. It's very good at the top-end acceleration, but that never comes into play in this class, really, in the events that we have to do. And yeah, the handling's decent, but that's about it, really. The F50 overall is quite a bit better. It's not quite as quick high-end, but it's got good low-down and mid-acceleration. And the handling's pretty good. It's nice and stable. It does understeer a bit, but it's quite easy to drive. Good brakes and everything. So that's going into 3rd place, and then the Ferrari and the Ascari are, the Ferrari F40 and the Ascari are batting it out for the top space in this one. The F40 is better though. The Ascari just has a bit of understeer, doesn't quite turn on the corners as well. It's got really good acceleration, probably the best in the class, especially low and mid, but the top end of the F40 is probably slightly better. But overall, the F40 is the best out of the bunch. But like I said, it's pretty close. It's pretty evenly matched, this class. It's not, you know, not leaps and bounds better than the bottom cars in this one. But we have a lot of difficult events to do in this one. Quite a few street races in here. We've got 7 street races, actually, and they're all quite difficult. There's a few one-on-ones as well that are challenging, and there's a hot lap in there that's very hard as well. So we start things off with the timed run, which isn't actually too hard, this one, just because of the laps we have in here. We've got 2 laps of a big track, so usually the target's a bit more lenient. So we're going to jump in the bottom car, which is the GT40, and we'll try this on Platinum. 3 minutes, 28.5 for 2 laps. Right, having to get used to this car a little bit. It struggles to rotate around the corners, I think, so the worst bit about it. You kind of have to slide it a little bit if you want the best out of the car. Like I said, it is pretty quick in a straight line, in comparison to the 959 at least, anyway. Just have to try and drive cleanly, that's the main thing, really. That was the best way of getting around the corner, just try and whip it round so you are getting rid of a bit of that understeer. It's not the most agile thing in the world. Gonna have to hope this is good enough, really. And this is actually one of the easier events, but it's still quite difficult. Make sure we get a good exit onto the straight. Right. Probably should have worked out what time we needed. That seems to be fine, whatever that was. Right, I think we banked a little bit of time here, so that's decent. But yeah, if we were on bigger tracks or something like the Nürburgring, this GT40 would definitely be better than 959. But on most of these circuit tracks, I'm finding the 959 is better to use. It can just carry so much more speed through the corners. That's the main thing, really. This isn't my most favourite track either. It's kind of just, I think I've mentioned it before, it's just up and down the straights on bridges, and yeah, it's just 90-degree corners practically for the entire thing. So it's not the most exciting race. Ah, from a bit wide there. I'm hoping we should be fine, because we did bank a little bit of time from the first lap. Alright, it's fairly smooth. Is it going to be quick enough? Oh, we actually had over a second there, so like I said, that one isn't actually too bad. I think because of the size of the track and because we have 2 laps. It's quite a long timed run, 3 minutes 28. Definitely on the longer side, but 1.2 seconds in the GT40. Not too bad, so every car could get platinum in that one, so that's a good start to the episode. Right, moving on to an overtake in Chicago. And we're going to jump in the GT40 again. Unfortunately, there's only 3 colours for this, so I'm going to have to reuse them quite a lot. But yeah, GT40, 7 cars, 3 minutes 30. And we'll see the incredibly slow launch of the GT40 there, look. And that is what really hinders it in street races. Especially on the shorter tracks with few laps. Because there is one in here, a pretty short race that this kind of struggles with. Because of that reason. And this car sucks at these corners. These tight corners like that. Try and nick ahead of the NSX there. Bit wide through there. Right, if I remember, this Lotus gets right in the way, so we're going to have to let it go there, because it will go to the right and it will pinch us against the wall. Which isn't ideal. If I remember, this is pretty close, this one, and that's Vauxhall's got right in the way on the straight as well. That's like the worst place. If you see the gap now between the next 3, it's quite a lot, but we have got 2 minutes. So we've got to try and catch him up, see how we do. This car's gearing is mental. 71 miles per hour in first gear. They're so long. The good thing is these 3 cars are bunched up quite a lot, so if we catch one of them, we're close to the other 2. So it's kind of deceiving, this one, really. We have only got a minute left, though, to try and catch them. And the first one is a Porsche. And he's screwed me up there. Is that going to be too costly? I think we're going to be fine, actually. To be honest, we've got a lot of seconds left here. And it's the Lotus Esprit and the Ferrari 550, and we actually overtake it with 27 seconds left. This is not as tight as I thought it was, actually. So I'll just go ahead and skip it to the end, guys. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a lot closer, that one, for some reason. So the first 2 events have actually been quite easy, but that's probably where it ends, if I remember. Yeah, 27 seconds on the overtake is quite comfortable, really. And this first street race, I don't think this is horrendous either, but all the other street races basically are a pain in the arse, especially in the GT40. So we've gone from white to grey, not exactly the most exciting colour change, but first place is the target, Chicago, 3 laps. Right, that was a good start. I need to try and dive bomb this Jag. Right, I was waiting for that for ages. Actually more difficult than I remember this. I have to hold the Jag off now because this is impossible to catch him up if he gets ahead. Which he did briefly, but managed to undercut him there. Oh, it's going to be difficult to hold these guys off. This car is so much worse in the corners. Much less noticeable in a straight line, but hopefully those 2 fight each other. Yes, that's exactly what I needed. Just give me a bit of breathing room. It took me a while to get the right start in this one. It just doesn't do what you want it to do half the time in the corners. So half the time I end up braking a lot earlier because I don't trust the car. We haven't got that much of a lead, really. Hoping it's enough. Oh, that was a bad entry there. What we're saying, 1.1 seconds. It's not that comfortable, is it? We're in this damn city at night where it's hard to see the corners. I hate that corner anyway. The best of times, right there fighting again. The Ascari's ahead, which is probably worse because it's better than the Jag. So that's bad news for me. Right, we've got one more lap to try and hold them off. I think we've got about a second lead again. 1.2. There are certain sections of this track they catch up quite a lot on. Oh, oh, my angle went funny there, the camera angle. My dodgy analog stick. .9 seconds. Oh, this is not going to go well going into this last corner. Or last set of corners. Right, I just made sure not to crash then. That was the main thing, really. It's definitely not as easy as I remember this one. Oh, I think we just managed to fight that out and win. Do you know the worst bit is, there's 7 street races, and I think that's the easiest one out of a lot. So there's going to be a lot of experimenting trying to find the right start for these races. But we did manage to just about beat the Ascari there. The Jaguars coming in 3rd and 4th. But there we go. First 3 events, all platinum for all the cars. Now we have 3 1-on-1s, which is interesting. I think that's the only time that ever happens in the World Series. But the first one, I believe, is against the 959, which is a very easy 1-on-1 just because it's so slow. Then I think it's the XJ220, which is very difficult. And then that might be the F40, which is ridiculously hard in the GT40, because there's 1 lap on that track. Or there's 1 lap on all of them, actually. But, yeah, right, we'll take this 959 out first. This is definitely the easier one. Right, and as you can see, it gets a much better launch. And the only thing we can do, really, is try and take him out. And catch him up on the straights, because it sucks on the straights. But through the corners, it's not that bad. Might be able to just dive bomb him here, maybe. Should have been in second gear, or first gear, sorry. At this point, I'm just struggling to get around him. Come on. That'll do. That was quite messy, to be honest, but that's fine. It's quite a long track, actually. I don't know why they decided to put the longest track for the 959 and then a very short track for the F40 on the 1-on-1. It seems a bit strange. Took a very weird line through there. It's so hard to see these corners. Where's he gone? Has he gone down that right-hand side? I've never seen that before, I don't think. He went down the right-hand side of that corridor, which I didn't even think the AI even did that at any point. There you go, at least that was first time. Probably the only event I'll do first time in the entire series. Most likely, because that is the easiest event for sure. I screwed up really badly in that as well, and we still came out on top there. Right, so the XJ220, this is a very difficult one. You have to get the first set of corners spot on, and then dive bomb him halfway through this. Don't think that was good enough, really. 7/10. Oh no, it might have been. That was perfect. And we've actually killed him as well. That couldn't have gone better, really. And I've just crashed into the wall. That took a good few attempts to get that set of corners right. Just about, though. If he gets away, you've got no chance catching him. Especially with only 1 lap as well. Well, to be fair, if there was more laps, he'd just get away even more. But that is essentially the tactic we're going to have to use for the F40 as well. And that is basically on the last corner that you're able to pin the F40. But, yeah, the other cars get away so much compared to the GT40. You can't outdrive them on pretty much most of the tracks, so you've got to resort to doing that. Right, so this is the one that can take me ages to do against the F40. If you look at the track, it's absolutely tiny. It's this Miracle Mile, which I believe was the first race in the American Muscle Series when you had 2 laps on that in a street race. But there's there's literally no time, and obviously the GT40 gets a terrible launch, so you have to do this absolutely spot on to try and do this. Been so close yet so far. That's the one, or is it? I think we might have just about saved that. Absolute complete luck the past 2 events have been. Depends on how the takeout goes, but yeah, just about on that corner. With a cheese from scraping around that other corner, halfway around that. That's the only way you could do it. If I drive normally around that corner, I was just nowhere near him to be able to dive bomb, so I had to yeah, wall grind around that corner there. But that's the 3 one-on-ones done the GT40, so that's 6 events in for all platinum for all the cars, and we are moving on to timed run, cone challenge, and a hot lap. So this timed run is probably one of the hardest events in the entire thing, to be honest, to try and do. I just scraped it in the Porsche 959, and it was even harder in the GT40. Like, this is like really on the money, this one. So close to be able to do this. 2 minutes 14.5, so we need 1 minute 12.25 per lap. 2 laps for this. This is really difficult, this one. Is that going to be any good or not? Oh, that's a terrible last corner. And it's just a bit too slow by a 10th. Let's see if we can save it on this lap. Come on, please. Oh no, I clipped the corner again. Oh, I think I just did it. So I got the clean section. Why did I have to do 2 bad corners on the last bit of the lap there? Yeah, just by a 10th. That took me a while to do that one. You have to be pretty much spot on with that. There were a couple corners, like I said, that I didn't do very well, but I was driving on my limit for a majority of that. That's ridiculously hard in the GT40. That's probably as hard as the one I did in the Bentley, that hot lap. That was crazy. So we've got 7 events there that we've done all platinum, so all cars can get platinum on that one. So we're moving on to a cone challenge. This is quite difficult, but in a different kind of way, obviously, cone challenges. Again, I think it is harder in GT40 than the 959. It does power slide more, but it's just so much more hard to control, I think. So I'm going to say it's probably harder in the GT40, even though the GT40 is obviously quicker, which does help in a few circumstances. But I do think, for control-wise, getting it through the cones and stuff, I think it's harder in the GT40. All these bouncy surfaces. Got to try and do 2 laps of this craziness as well. This is probably the only bit that benefits the GT40 is this straight, I'd say. But it's horrible over the bumpy sections. It's actually going alright though, to be fair. Oh, that was so close. See, that just lost control completely over that bump there. This game is absolutely riddled with bumps like that make your car just completely do something else. It's what you want it to do. Just got to be careful around this section. Oh, we're actually already over the target. Do I carry on, though? I think everyone knows the answer to that one. Well, we've got a lot of kudos here. This is wicked. That was first attempt as well. For some reason, the cone challenges seem to go really well, but everything else is an absolute pain in the arse. But massively over the target there. Over double. 31,666. Very nice indeed in the GT40. So I'll take that for sure. Right, so we have a lot of events still left to go and 6 street races. They are the pain in the arse that's left for us, I think. Hot lap in Washington. Capital Frill. I'm trying to think if this is actually bad or not. I think it's a little challenging, but I don't think it's as bad as the that timed run we just did. 1 minute 3.1. Again, this is so much harder in the GT40 because of the type of track it is. Lots of difficult tight corners. So we're going to go in that. This has to be absolutely spot on, this one, again. Much better around there. Much better. Oh, 8/10's better, actually. Yep, that was actually pretty good, that lap. I think I failed by about 3/10 before, but absolutely nailed the majority of that. So 2/10 was actually quite a lot, considering how close some of the hot laps have been before, especially for a one with a low target like that. So I'll take that for sure. Right, so we have full platinum in all cars so far. It's going very well. And now we have 6 street races, a speed camera, and a one-on-one. And I'm going to have to remember what's going on with these. Yep, they're all difficult, if I remember. Very difficult. That one especially, because there's only 2 laps on a small track. And again, the launch of the GT40 is really going to hinder this thing. But once more, we have to try and fight our way through the pack, which is always hard in the street races. So we have to get a little bit of luck on our side, to be honest, for this. That was a decent start. The F40 just disappears though. That's the problem here. Why? It's the Jaguar have to do that. Have to hope this F40 does something. They always crash into this wall around here, so hopefully he does that. He did, but it's probably not going to be enough for me. .7 seconds. That's the other bit they do terribly for some reason. What we're saying, 1.3 seconds, not really gained too much there. That wasn't ideal. I think we're a bit closer, 0.9. Just need to hope they screw up this corner even more now. Stop sliding. Oh, nearly there. 1 lap to go. Half a second behind. All I can hear is the turbos of the F40. Oh, God. I screwed this up now, and he's 1 second ahead again. Well, it's going to come down to the last corner. Oh, I've actually done it just on the last corner. I had some really bad corners in that, but luckily there's a couple corners in there that the AI crash on every time. Well, they crash on one corner and they go really wide on that last one. That's the only chance we've got of doing that, really. But yeah, that was a bit of a tense one, trying to catch him up. But managed it in the end. This one is now very difficult. They don't really mess up at all on this. So you have to get pretty lucky with the start, as per usual. 2 laps of up and over. This is really difficult. Let's see if luck's on our side. Interestingly, the Porsche got ahead of the Ferrari, which never happens. Oh, this could be the one then. The Ferrari is always in the lead. And to make sure I'm going to win this, I'm going to cheese this around the corner. For a good exit. That's complete luck, though. I'm going to get caught by the Ferrari now. It's so quick, that F40. I've got to do this corner right now. Just taking absolutely no chances. I was going around there really slow. That took me so long. That took me longer than any event so far in this series anyway. I don't know why the Ferrari was behind the Porsche there. That was complete luck on the first corner and what happened there. Usually it absolutely disappears and you have to try and dive bomb him. But that took, I don't know how long. That was ridiculous. I was doing that over and over again, but finally managed to do that. Like I said, all these street races are just complete luck, really. And the same thing in this one, Washington, D.C., the Tour, 2 laps of this. At least it's a longer race, but still the F40 gets ahead. So, once more, jumping into the GT40. We've actually done loads of events so far, just in the GT40, which means everyone can get platinum so far. So let's jump in the GT40 for this one again. Decent start, this. Stay ahead. Yes, come on. Why is this F40 so good on this game? Oh, crap. Now I've got to attempt to hold it off for a lap, which is not an easy task. Oh no. What have I done? Well, he's absolutely screwed up. And I really should be away and clear now, but I've just completely ruined that corner. This always happens when I think too much about it. He's got the Ascari right behind him now, so hopefully we should fight. Worked so hard to catch him up and then I absolutely ruin it. Yeah, I'm doing bad corners now. Come on, not too long left. Oh shit. Oh shit. That was a bad last corner, and just about a hold on there. Anything against the F40 is crazy. Why does it always start in first as well? It's so overpowered. Luckily, though, I crashed halfway through that, and luckily it did some weird line and crashed as well, basically. So again, it took me quite a while, that one. GT40 against F40. Definitely the hardest combination there. Right, so we have 5 events left. Moving on to the speed camera. Right, so let's have a look at what the target is for Platinum. So we've got 156 for Platinum, 150 for Gold. Right, so there's actually 4 cars in here that can manage Platinum. The Ferrari F40 is the best, obviously. You can get 159, so that's 3 miles per hour over. Then we've got the Ascari, which can get 158. The F50, which can get 156. Sorry, I've missed one out there. The Jaguar can get 157. The F50 can get 156. So we can just manage it in the F50. Was it 1 over? No, it's exactly right. 156 in the F50. Then we've got the 911 GT2. Where's that gone? There, which I managed 154 in. So it's 2 miles per hour off the Platinum there. The GT40 got Gold as well on 153. And then the 959 can only get silver at 148. I think that changes gear at a really bad point as well. So that's why that can't do it. But yeah, the GT, the 959 can only get silver at 148. So it's 2 miles per hour off Gold. So Ford GT40, Porsche 911 GT2 get Gold. 959 on silver, everything else on Platinum. There we go, just about. It took a while actually to line that up properly, because it does understeer a little bit, the F50. But that's definitely the hardest in the F50. The Jaguar can get one over. It's definitely stronger towards the top end. And then the Ascari and the Ferrari F40 is a lot easier to get that target. Like I said, the GT2 was 2 miles per hour off, so struggled to get near that, really. Right, moving on to a one-on-one against the F50. And this is actually quite easy, this one, in the GT40. Back down to the worst kart. So 2 laps with this small track, but it gets a poor launch, and it's also on the inside of the corner, so we can cut across it quite nicely. Yeah, we can get around here. That launch actually isn't as bad as I thought from the F50. I remember it being much worse than that for some reason. It's actually quite slow around this track for some reason. The F40 is definitely the hardest one-on-one out of the lot. This is as easy as the 959 one, really. 959, yeah. I thought it said 951 then. I'm driving terribly, and this is quite chill compared to what we're used to for some reason. This is meant to be the hardest one-on-one as well, because it's the one that appears latest on in the series. It's hard getting the GT40 through that section. That was awful driving in that, but still miles ahead of it. So there you go. Just because it starts on the inside of that corner, it takes a terrible line through there. It's quite easy to pass. But yeah, definitely one of the easier one-on-ones for sure. So we've got 3 street races left to go, and if I remember, they're all a pain in the arse. There's 2 last ones are in the rain as well. It's just so annoying. Makes the game lag even on Xbox as well. Original Xbox in some corners. We'll get this one out of the way first, though. Are they all in Yokohama? They are, yeah. 3 laps. So this one's in the dry is the only benefit. But again, GT40 for this one. Lots of stuff going on there. Fellow GT40 ahead. This is going to be problematic, this car being in the way here. I've discovered a new tactic as well. Well, it's not really a new tactic, but this corner at least. And yes, we're used to it by now, just ram full speed into it. And the F40 nearly took me out there. It might work for this corner as well. Not this one, but the one after it. Can't hurt to try. I'm not sure about that one, actually. That might be slower. I'll probably just stick to braking to that one. Oh, this car is so hard to get around the corners sometimes. Get caught up by the F50 now. F40 even. Jag is pulling away quite a lot. That's a brilliant angle on that corner. Oh, just got away with that one. Right, we're only 9 tenths behind now. Ah, screw it, I'm just going to do this again. I'm not sure. That might be just on par with braking, but just less effort. Yes, finally. I'm using a lot of these wall bouncing tactics in this playthrough. It's working a treat though. This corner, I've never seen one work as well as this. Oops, I changed down too much there. As long as you're in second gear for that bit, it's fine. Yeah, but they go really slow on that corner back there, which is where you usually catch up, to be honest. But through majority of that track, they're actually quite quick. So again, you've got to be quite lucky with who dive bombs who. Just because the Jag was ahead of the F40 there, that did make it a bit easier. And obviously with me discovering that that corner, you can wall bounce off. Very much easier. Very much easier. Does that make any sense? Probably not. Right, let's go on to street race number 6. Yokohama Seaside Loop. That is 3 laps in the rain this time. This is a pain in the arse as well. Both of these are. So we're going to have to see if we can do something here. I'm trying to think, is this the one that's... Let's have a look at the track. This is the one where the first corner lags a lot because all the cars are going around it at once. And it's, yeah, on 360 it was a big problem, but then I thought it'd be fine on the original Xbox, but still in the rain on this corner, it's not happy. Very, very good corner, that one. And usually, I've actually managed to get around them on the first, or the second corner really, isn't it? Don't think I've ever done that before. That was just a very, very good first corner. But you can see the lag going through that first corner. It was horrendous. Don't let the F40 through. Yeah, slowed them up a lot. But yeah, even on original Xbox, that first corner in the rain, I just like freezes completely. That was really bad on 360, I remember. I really wish the F40 wasn't behind me right now. I'm braking late because I know they're going to rear end me and it's going to ruin everything. This car is not good in the wet. It understeers and slides out wide. Oh no, that's not good. Somehow got a gap now to the F40. Yes, they're fighting. This is good. 1 lap to go. .3 seconds. Thank God they're all bunched up together and fighting each other. Right, finally did that corner fine. Oh, the F50's overtaking the F40 now. I have to thank the AI on that one for making that a lot easier for myself. Yeah, they were just... the GT2 wasn't too far behind either. Or is it a 959? It was even lagging a bit there on the end screen for that race. It was the GT2, but yeah, not horrendous, that one. If you get that first corner fine, then you can just dive bomb them and get ahead just about. And then we've got one final race in Yokohama. This is the 7th Street race, actually. And once again, we'll go in the GT40. 3 laps of this one. Lots of corners. Get a bit slidey out of there. Oh, messed that up. Jaguar is going for a dive bomb. Yes, come on. They go really slow around that hairpin, so that gives me the chance to do that. This car is not happy in the wet at all. As everyone remembers, the last cone challenge in the arcade mode. Pretty sure that's in the wet, isn't it? That's better, taking a tight line through there. And also, the F50's right behind the F40, so they should hopefully fight and slow up. Bloody hell. Well, that sort of worked anyway, around there. Oh no, they're getting close. Big problem accelerating this car in the wet. Right, 1 lap to go. The F50 is now a little bit clear, it looks like. It's just first gear. It's so hard to not power slide in it. Need to be so careful with the throttle. Alright, the car just wouldn't turn around then. Oh, thank God they were fighting each other. I did that hairpin terribly a couple times there. But there we go. Final event done. So pretty much all of them in the GT40. Which is crazy. Never ever thought that would be possible, especially the street races, but you have to get a little bit of RNG on your side. And some wall riding tactics as well helps us out. But we've unlocked the final series, very long series, the ultimate one. With a mix of the Nürburgring and normal circuits in there. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one as well. Lots of cars in the Ultimate Series. But obviously, we haven't unlocked the bonus ones. But as per usual, have a look at the medal spreadsheet of the Extreme Series. And as we can see, it's pretty much a full platinum spread there. Apart from the speed camera for 3 cars. So that is the order I've ranked them, though. I've gone the F40, then the Ascari, then the F50, then the Jaguar XJ220. So some people may have a different order than that. But that's the order I've put them in from how quick I think they are around circuits and stuff. It might be slightly different on the Nürburgring, but usually I just rank them with how they do in the actual series, so the events they've got in the series here. So I found that that was the order of how useful they were. Then the GT2, 1 point behind on 84. Can't do that speed camera. A little bit slower than the top 4, but still pretty decent for a starter car. Then the GT40 actually gets a higher rank than the Porsche 959. just because of the speed camera, but the Porsche 959 is easier to use for quite a lot of those events, so that's why I thought the GT40 was worse, but it has got more points. So yeah, the GT40 on 84 as well, which is pretty impressive for a starter car. 2 starter cars there, just can't get platinum on the speed camera. Then a 959, if that was quicker, it'd actually be very, very good in the class, but unfortunately it's just too slow getting silver on the speed camera. On 83 points, so that's it really. So one of the most balanced classes in the game as well. Similar to the Pacific Muscle with everything platinum apart from the speed camera. And obviously we've found out recently the supercars have got full platinum, which is quite good. American Muscle's nearly there as well, just the Camaro can't get a couple platinums there. But yeah, very, very balanced indeed. So so a good episode that. And next time, Ultimate Series. And that's going to be good as well. So guys, we'll tackle the Ultimate Series in the next episode and final episode. If you're not quite done and want to watch some more stuff, please check out some more playlists on the channel. And that's the end of this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed, as always, and I'll catch you in the Ultimate Series.